Blueberry Pie, a Shinsuke Kita ex-listener fanfiction. The school bell rang, signaling that the lessons were over for today. As you were walking out of the school gates, you hear a familiar voice call out to you. "YN, wait up, please." You turn around and see your boyfriend Kita walking towards you. "Wanna walk home with me, Kita-san?" you ask. Kita only lived about 5 minutes away from your house, so it wasn't that big of a deal. "Of course, darling," he answered, and he took your hand in his. "Oh, by the way, I have something I wanted to ask you." You hum a little, and look at him. "You're free this Saturday, right?" "Yeah, I am," you respond. "Well, I wanted to ask if you wanted to come over after practice for a little date." "I'd love to," you say. After chatting for a little while longer, you arrived at your house. You waved Kita goodbye and went inside. You sat down at your desk and went to do your homework. The next 2 days went by pretty quickly, and before you knew it, it was Saturday. You weren't sure when practice ended, so you decided to surprise Kita by showing up during practice and cheering him on. You walked up to the gym, and when you opened the door, you saw Yasumu and Atsumu on the ground fighting. That made it pretty clear Kita wasn't around. Guys?" you stutter. The two fighting boys look over at you with a confused face. They quickly got up off of the ground and acted like nothing had happened. "Kita, there's someone here to see you," Atsumu yelled. A few seconds later, Kita walked back in. "Oh, hey, YN. I wasn't expecting you here so early. We're almost done, so don't worry," he assured you. You watched as the rest of practice continued. The twins caught Kita stealing glances at you and started teasing him. They quickly regretted that after Kita sent them to run 10 laps, though. You started getting cold, and when Kita saw you shivering, he put his jacket around you. It smelled a lot like him, so you started blushing. The rest of training went by without any other issues. After everyone left, Kita held your hand whilst the both of you walked to his house. Or at least that's what you thought. Kita actually took you over to his grandmother's farm. He'd planned out a bunch of things for the two of you to do, including meeting his grandma. The farm was just outside of town. Walking up to it, you could see fields of corn, berries, wheat, and all sorts of other crops. A cute sheepdog came running up to the both of you and started licking your hands as a greeting. You pet it whilst Kita explains that the dog was rescued by his grandma when it was a puppy, and she kept it since then. Stepping inside the house, you see a little old lady. "Hello, lovelies," she said. "Oh my dear, you have such an adorable love." You saw that Kita started blushing when she mentioned you. She led the two of you over to the living room where she had prepared tea for you. "Now, I'll be outside if you need me," she said, and with that, she left. When the tea was finished, you went back outside with Kita. He handed you a woven basket with a small smile on his face. Kita grabbed your hand once again, since this was one of his main ways of showing affection, and the both of you walk over to a field full of blueberries. "My plan was to pick a bunch of berries and bake them into a pie," he explains. "Oh, that sounds lovely, babe," you respond. And like that, the two of you spent close to 2 hours picking berries. It was actually really relaxing to do, especially with someone as gentle and caring as Kita. When you'd collected enough berries, it was time to actually bake the pie. You weren't exactly an expert when it came to baking, but that was where Kita came in to help. You could tell that he'd baked a lot, seeing as he barely made any mistakes. When you'd made the filling, Kita handed you a small spoon for you to taste some. It tasted really good and surprisingly sweet, even though you didn't add that much sugar. When Kita looked at your face, he saw that there was still some filling on your lip. The boy saw this as a perfect opportunity to kiss you. It surprised you a little at first, but you gave in to the kiss. Kita's grandmother was just about to ask him something, but when she saw the two of you, she quickly took a picture of the adorable sight in front of her. Neither of you had noticed her, but when you broke from the kiss, she'd already left the kitchen again. When the pie was almost fully baked, Kita gently put a blindfold over your eyes. I have a surprise for you, but you can't see it yet, darling, he said. You were confused, but trusted him. When the oven let out a soft ding, Kita took out the pie and put it down to cool for a bit. You heard some rustling and the sound of something dropping on the ground. Kita guided you to a secluded area outside. When he finally took your blindfold off, you were standing on a little picnic site Kita's grandma had prepared when the two of you were busy picking berries. Kita had placed the pie, drinks, and a few other snacks down. When he saw your amazed look, he pulled you into a hug. Do you like it, love? He whispered in your ear. Yeah, it's really nice out here. He smiled and hugged up tighter,